sister's place. I met your mother on our first date. We went for shakes. She had the best flavor of them all. I went to your sister's house late last night. Her mother had the best flavor of them all. You know my fancy. You know I'm crazy. When you met me, now we're all alone. And I want you to know it's nothing too crazy. It happens all the time. Stepping in the way I want to say I love you all. Out here trying to find myself is all. Items of interest, points and propaganda. She said, items of interest, points and propaganda. She said, she said, she said, let's go.
You're not gonna have like a cool beat the whole time? No? No?
That wasn't. Oh, yeah,
You
you're
know how
right.
you normally leave it?
Yeah, don't I normally need it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put one together.
Yeah.
This is fun, man. I had the shits for like 3 days straight and couldn't eat, so I'm back. I didn't know I had a stomach bug. I just thought I was fucking hungover, but I thought it would last a little longer than it should. But we're back.
He shit everywhere. He was bad. It was really bad. So silly. I see you. I see you. I see you. You're batting your little eyes at me. I see you. You're working.
There you go.
All right. Turn it down just a little bit. Just a tad.
Is that alright?
Okay. That's good. That's good. It's good. I think it's good. Okay.
Alright,
I'm sure we
ladies
can
and
still hear
gentlemen.
it. I'm sure we can still hear it.
If you did not know.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, how the fuck do you get in my house?
You let me in.
Beers. You're not at the 3 beer minimum, right?
You let me in. You asked.
Alright, I'll run around the curtain, but hang on.
You asked to see my pussy.
Yeah, I did.
That's how I got in here.
I had to smell it too.
And I was scared. And I was really scared.
As the joke goes, it looks like roast beef, smells like tuna fish. It's the ninth wonder of the world.
That's
between
scary.
Them pants.
No, you actually said that it doesn't look like that. You said it doesn't look like a roast beef sandwich. It really doesn't. No, it's actually pretty modest. It's actually pretty modest. I don't know. Genitalia is weird anyway, but
It's
it's
funny
normal.
because this
It's
sound
normal.
actually is starting to make me disgusted because it sounds like a pussy squirting.
What? What? Really?
If you never had a pussy fart, you wouldn't understand.
Scary.
Have you been?
I've been really good. Really busy and just really good.
Yeah,
Very
really
happy.
busy. Yeah, it's rough out there for a pimp.
I'm not a pimp. What is happening? I'm not a female pimp.
Oh man.
Can we move it along?
The thing is, this item's interest in forms of propaganda is a little different. Because, I just had a stressful week. Like I said, I had a stomach bug, and I thought I had 2 days vacation. I thought maybe I was hungover, ate something bad, and just days went by, just my asshole like a fire hydrant. But working a hard labor job, every day after work you'll be shivering and going insane because you want to do your best.
Right.
But you're bleeding out the ass.
Okay.
And it turns out there's a bug going around. I'm over it now.
Mister, could you please maybe seat yourself at some point?
But I was sitting up last night because my nerves are so bad I couldn't sleep and I sat in the dark and this is what I wrote. In the dark, my blind ass. That's not written down, that's just what I'm saying. If you ever want to see a guy in a trailer, bumbfuck Egypt, you've arrived.
Okay.
Making a show. If you ever want to see a motherfucker sitting in a trailer and bumbfucking, you're here. You're already here. You know that. It's obviously.
Right.
And like a haunted castle, my soul creeps with little to no empathy. The world could come to an end on Sunday from solar flares, one study says. I was reading it while taking a shit at work. The source is some science magazine, who fucking knows. I was taking a shit at work, like I said. As I was pissing out my asshole, I forgot the name of the company. Cheers. So we could all be dead tomorrow, is what it's saying. It's called the apocalypse. What they're saying is, tomorrow the solar flares are going to hit the earth so bad it could be the end of the world.
Okay.
And you're reading this, taking the shit at work, and you're already in your own misery, and you're like, who gives a fuck?
Man, nobody cares.
Bring it, bitch.
Who cares?
We're all the hunted now. Not that it was never the case. Steady in the mind, looking for some kind of happiness beyond the stone. We'll never know until we die and we live beyond the stone. What is happiness?
I don't even care about that purple beam anymore. What is happiness?
What purple beam?
The purple beam from the light. But I don't care. You know how many times we've adjusted that lamp? I'm sick of it. Anyway, I'm done. I'm really done with that lamp. Hey, what is happiness?
What? Man, I slapped it one time. Is it bad purple?
It's this really... Yeah, it's a big purple beam. It's a big purple beam. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's just gonna be there. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's better. It's okay. Okay. And then could you move slightly to my right? This way. Mister, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So, that was page 1.
That's
I was
hot.
sitting in the dark and just, I don't know, I was fucking just writing. You ever get that feeling? I got up last night and I'm trying to, go back to bed, but you have no emotion whatsoever.
Right.
And you want to feel, you want to go to music and stuff, but you're not feeling, and I must have drank 8 beers and I fell into a thing, right?
were you?
And I just started writing. So that was it.
Yeah.
And there's more to come.
Well, sometimes
And I
you
don't
have
mean
to.
on your chest.
No, but sometimes you have to write because
But it makes you feel better.
you're hiding so much shit. We hide so
Yeah,
much
but you gotta get it out.
inside.
You know?
You're right, and the writing lets that out.
No, it does. Writing and painting is the most therapeutic shit I've ever done.
It is.
You gotta get it out your head.
Same here. And that's what this game is, I hope. That I wrote to.
Well, I mean, I know you got a lot of shit
Oh, yeah.
for the show, but
Yeah,
I got
I
this
do.
good poem. You want me to do this
Yeah.
poem? No, I didn't write this. But it's called Under the Lamp. It's easy to be liked, but it's hard to be loved. Pushing out into the unknown, never sorry. Only stirring up old feelings in the dark room, constant heartache, it becomes comical. 2 years in a bucket, fuck it, tuck it, shit, motherfuck it. Smiles mean nothing. It's the heat, it's the chance. You can't see it. In the eyes of the lonely, peace be with you.
That is.
Fucking man.
That's hot. Very hot.
I felt good about it. It's just, I got one more thing.
Where is it?
I don't know, man. I've been mixing up my papers. Well, this is just trash.
What do you mean trash?
I don't know. I just wrote this random shit off the top of my
Read
head.
it.
The media has twisted minds. I refuse to accept the reports at this time. To say we are doomed would be putting it lightly. Heard in the toilet. 6,000 hangovers later, nothing has changed. Ship of fools looking for a new war. The war is on your soul. Rock and roll will save us all. Dig deeper, motherfucker.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because
In fact, I would say music and stand-up comedy are the last two forms of real
real
expression.
art.
Yeah, real art and self-expression. Yeah, it is. And the day they make that illegal, many people are going to be angry. They're going to be very angry the day they make music and comedy illegal. Where you can't do stand-up anymore and you can't perform music anymore.
That's not a world I want to live in.
No! It's
Those
called...
are two of my favorite things that actually bring me down, man. I mean,
Yeah.
those are because the Joker is ancient.
Yeah, that's a...
And it's all the same, and those are the two things, like when I'm having a hard day, that's what I go to, and they try to take your happiness away. I'm gonna fucking burn this fucking building down.
Everyone is. Everyone will.
I mean, that's the two
Everyone.
last things we got.
Everyone will take back America overnight. I guarantee it.
Dude, comedy
Yes.
and rock and roll, which rock and roll is pretty much dead anyway, but I just don't believe that.
No, I don't.
Because as
No.
long as I'm doing it, it's not dead.
Right. As
know?
long as we're doing it.
But, you know, you just don't know, you don't know these bands because everything's mainstream, but rock and roll is in the heart.
It is. It is. I know I sound like an old-timey jazz singer, but you know what I'm doing is
That's
it is a
where rock
form
and
of
roll
rock.
came from.
It is
It's the
because
first American style of music that existed.
what I sing about is profound and sometimes disturbing, but it's beautiful to me.
Other than blues.
It is.
But it came from
Right.
Africa, but jazz is the American style.
Right.
And rock and roll came out of that.
And it's kind of witchy, but that's how I am.
But we get up at night and
Right.
we get crazy and we have fun.
Yeah, I'm not for everyone.
No, you're
I'm
not for
really
everyone.
not.
You stay back.
And neither is this man. He's
Definitely
really
am
not for everyone.
Yeah, I'm not for
No.
almost 99% of the population, other than
Right.
1% is in the crossroads.
Yeah.
But do I not try?
Yes, and I try as well. I really do.
But
I
man, we
can
have to-
come off really normal, but I'm not. I'm anything but. I'm very abnormal. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be abnormal. I don't want to be... Who wants to be normal? What is that? It's really... Not fun. So anyway, you have anything more, Mister? Mister? Anything? Anything you want to add? This game.
How's your week been?
It's been good.
It's been good.
Now I like this because I've been focused.
I've been
all
having
week.
a horrible week.
But I have been focused all week. I haven't lost sight of
The only thing is,
what I'm doing.
like I said, the only thing is I'm
Very happy.
But other than that, I don't know.
Oh, I know. But I think really the snuggles are what save
They
the day.
save the day.
They do. He
They
said
really,
the titty cushions, and snuggles.
yeah,
they
the
save,
snuggles save the day.
they save the day, folks.
Like you
They
can't
really
beat
do.
them.
Right.
Pussy lips can't be free. Dead babies, then TV dinners, Ozzy meets Harriet. Now I can't sleep because I'm sick of you. Maybe someday I can kind of be a friend to you. The way you have to be.
That's hot.
I don't know. I found that random shit.
Okay.
I got so much.
I have so much random
shit.
stuff too, but it's probably.
It's just stuff I gotta compile and then rewrite, and there's always the rewrites. But that's when it got good. But you taught me about the rewrites.
Yes.
Because remember I couldn't even read my own shit because I said I thought it cursed me. But once I started doing it anyway and rewriting it, it just got better.
Right.
But it took me a long time to do the rewrites.
As comedian Michael Lair said, writing is also rewriting too.
Yeah.
He's right.
You got me into rewriting.
And I do that on the novel that I'm writing. I write my crazy epileptic chicken scratch as the draft, and then
you go over and you
I have to transcribe it and clean it up and put it into a legible form so people can read it, and it's neat. It's actually neat.
Well, the thing is, the way my loophole was back when I had the superstition. You remember when I couldn't even read my own because I said I had the superstition that I couldn't write. But then when I got into it, I got comfortable because I have to go in another room and write.
I remember that.
Because I didn't want nobody to see what I was writing.
I was the same way.
But now, we out in the open.
Very shy.
You got me into that.
Right.
But I used to, instead of rewriting, since I couldn't rewrite, I would cut them up.
Right.
And I'd mix them up and then make a whole new thing.
Well, if I could say one thing to everyone, you and the folks out there, whoever watches this, that most artists or most performers of any kind, a lot of what they do is very personal.
I mean, you remember when you first met me? How many years did it take before I didn't love myself?
A lot of what we do is very personal, and if we had it our way, we would hide it from the world because it's sacred to us. But the only reason why we're putting it out there is this is survival.
Yeah, because we don't give a fuck.
It's survival now.
No, you want it, you got it.
Right.
Where are we at?
That's it.
Because, this is fun for us, and this is our last cry. Remember, what was it? Geronimo. The Indian jumped the last. Geronimo, man.
Yes.
Remember that movie? That shit fucking scared me as a kid.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the last of his tribe, and he leaped up the building before he ever got captured.
Right.
And he killed himself before he ever got captured by the enemy.
Well, apparently, our own government has his remains. And that's sick. Well, they're disgusting, first of all, to do that.
They also got Abe Lincoln's head in a jar somewhere.
And they're going to pay for that. So, anyway, that's on them.
I don't give a fuck.
But just to give you an indication.
This is what me and my boy have in common.
They're sick.
It's not friendship, but like I said, do what you want to do. And I do what I want to do.
That's right.
And we'll see who comes out in the end. Do your thing. But,
it doesn't involve us. So just focus on what you have to do. Right.
But you touch me, I'll stab you.
Right. And as I was raised, you don't have to be unfair. Even if everyone else is, you don't have to be that way.
That's the thing my whole life is. I never, if somebody bothered me with their attitude or something, I never want to be like that.
No, you don't have to.
I'm just going to keep being myself.
Right.
That would just make me equal. It would just make me just as bad.
Right.
So why would I go along with it?
Like I said, the reason I'm not worried about where I'm gonna go in life is I know two things. I know where my heart is, and I know my purpose. That's all I need. That is all I need. So no matter what happens, that's all you have. You gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's life.
Because everything ends in death. I'm sorry.
And guess what? You gotta pay the total at the end.
Right.
You're gonna be paying me, bitches.
Yeah.
I'll be there
Paying
waiting
me.
for my quarters.
Right.
And
He
I'll get you
actually
across
guards
the river. I'll be like this.
the
2
entrance.
quarters to get you across the river. After that, I don't know what to tell
Yeah,
you, son.
he guards the entrance to the afterlife.
Is that true?
What?
Is that true?
Yeah, you do. Actually, you
How
do.
is that?
Yeah, you guard the entrance to the afterlife.
How is that?
Well, I mean, traditionally in a tribal system, you would make sure that the dead stay where they have to be, and the living stay where they have to be, and that's it. But
how do you know that?
I know.
No, what? Explain that. You
You
just can't
really
say that to a motherfucker.
You can't just say that to a motherfucker.
You can't just hey,
Well,
what?
It's interesting because it's something that you were born with. Because we already talked about that. It's just that we don't live in a tribal system. We don't. Mister, are you listening? So really, we are displaced. You're displaced. I'm displaced. That's why you feel like you have no place in this world, but you do. You actually do. And folks, a lot of you don't know this, but this man, he travels between worlds, and that's it. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. In other words, he's connected to the afterlife. So anyway, we're done. We're done. We're not talking about it anymore. Let's not talk about that. That's a no-no topic. You don't have it. It's not here. It's really not here.
It's not important. That's why I was looking around, but it's not important.
Well, let's not talk about that. We're done.
We're professionals. We don't stop the show just for a fucking day.
Right. That's right. And I'm not going to get into any personal stuff that this man doesn't want to talk about. So we're going to move on.
There's nothing personal that I won't ever say.
Okay, but I just want to be respectful. I want to be respectful.
About what?
To you. I'm not going to talk about your no-nos and delving into the other side and upsetting your granny
that's
because
gonna be a long. That's gonna be a
right,
long.
because you
That's
upset
an episode of
your poor granny because she wanted you to turn to Jesus and you didn't.
And I told her I would rather walk on the other side.
You were reconnecting dead people with their loved ones. And,
and
okay,
she tried to,
so yeah, and she said, "Don't do that."
But
so,
and I said, I don't care.
Right.
But
Right.
That's where the rock and roll.
Now, Mister. I'm still wondering if that's too loud. I don't know if it is.
I'm not sure,
sure.
but I like it.
I like it too. I really got into it.
There we go. I've softened it up because this is the game. This is the biggest.
Yeah, are you ready for this?
This is what we wait for. By the way, tell them about how often I go to the grocery store and we get that good cheese and we get sandwich goods and it's fucking Drennan's and Iowa.
Oh man,
South Carolina.
Right.
Every time I get some good shit, how many times is it I
Oh
day
my
when you open it up?
gosh, it was bad. So this time it had
Fuck
mold on
my
it.
fucking cheese.
It had mold on it.
Dude.
They messed it up.
I'm like our boy Marco, man. You done fucked up. Because you know how many times I go there and it's a family store, Well, rotate your product, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they're doing? A retard's just putting the shit down and they just pushing it back.
Right.
Well, you gotta rotate your product.
You definitely have to do that. You have to do that with produce.
But I don't do refunds. I just say fuck you. By the way, I just like to get that out there because I was looking forward to that sharp cheddar like nobody's business.
I know. We both were. Okay. This game, the title is, I don't even have to title them, but I do. Walking Your Own Path. So, this is going to be interesting. Now, I had my two main inspirations with this. I'll just tell you right off the bat if you don't mind. There are two. Little Red Riding Hood,
Oh, that's my favorite.
and Silent Hill. Those are my two influences. There was also a really great computer game back in the day that was independently made, and it was called The Path. And it has that Little Red Riding Hood type influence. So that was my two inspirations for this. And I just made my own thing. You are currently on vacation to a quaint little port town. You have one of 4 paths you can take to get there, and at some point you will come to a stop at a strange 2-story house in the middle of nowhere. It resembles something of a drug house or a cult house. What choices you make will determine your path and your destiny. So, you have to pick a number between 1 through 4, and I'll give you a direction to go in. You're very confident about 3. Really? Okay.
Give me my direction.
Where's
baby.
3? Where is it? East.
Yeah, that
You were
sounds
going
good. Yeah.
east.
Yeah, that's where the wise men are.
You're currently standing near a lake at 2:25 in the afternoon. It's so quiet and ghostly, but at the same time rather peaceful. You're assessing the directions you were given to a friend's house, but you're definitely having your reservations at this point, simply because this friend of yours has stood you up in times past. A small child runs by you out of the blue, and it spooks you so badly you almost shout. The kid's gotta be probably 4 or 5, but where are the parents? So, do you go after the kid or forget it? You chase the kid or forget it, and you have to pick. No.
Whatever.
You have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6.
5.
Okay. 3 numbers between 1 through 6.
I know, I'm thinking.
Okay, alright. I don't mean to rush you. I won't rush you.
1 and 6.
So 5, 1, and 6. So 2 of your numbers go into this decision, which is go find the rascal. So 2 of your numbers outweigh the other option, 5 and 1. 3, 5, and 1. You picked 5 and 1. And forget the kid is 6, 4, and 2. So, yeah. 5 and 1. You're going to go find the kid. Alright.
Like fucking Punisher, man.
So we will go. And this
going
is...
ninja style
and
on that
we went
shit.
east.
You gotta say it, sure.
So, let's see. We gotta go 2, 3, which is east. And you decide to go find the kid. So, you start after the kid, but she disappears behind a tree. Nearby, there is a playground where you sit down on one of the swings. Who knows what happened to that kid? For all you know, maybe she's a ghost. So there you go. So you're sitting down in the playground right now.
No, that's... See, I'm too old to be around playgrounds.
Right. Right.
Like, you know, when I was a teenager, we used to hang out in them and get stoned. But, you
Yeah.
know, now they just... Now, you remember we went to the playgrounds?
Right.
You remember when we went to the playgrounds in that park?
Right.
And it was just trash. Like,
Yeah.
it was so under maintenance. And we would just walk around. It was a fucking
Right.
dump.
I
Garbage
remember that.
everywhere. And we was looking for shrooms.
Now, do you want to know the
Huh?
explanation? What?
Because
Now,
they
we
had
went-
that mulch
here's
in the
the,
grass, but it was just under maintenance.
You want to know the explanation for this? Why you chased after the kid?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you went to find the kid, if you chased after the mystery kid and found the playground, it's a sign that you're trying to reconnect to your youth. The childhood years are meant to be enjoyed, so perhaps you had squandered them.
Hell yeah.
Okay? I can relate to that. I did too. But mainly because of the circumstances involved. I had to grow up very fast, but that's because my mother was having some issues, and my dad worked all the time. So I actually had no choice. I had to grow up very
I know
fast.
your story. Yeah, so I can't
So,
say like,
no.
no, Yeah, we both grew up fast.
Yeah.
I know your story.
So, now, do you want to know what would have happened if you just said, forget it, I'm not chasing that kid? Okay. You think to yourself, no sense chasing phantoms. There's no one around for miles, and you're beginning to think this is all a dream. That kid can't be real. None of this makes sense. Okay, so that's if you just went into dirt to dirt mode.
Yeah.
And you're like, this ain't can't be real. And then the explanation for that choice would be, if you decided against chasing the kid, it represents a lack of imagination since you refuse to believe what is before your eyes. You're closing your mind to new possibilities. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Very interesting.
People to ignore what's in front of them.
That's right. Very, very interesting. You should consider
It's like a
everything
kid
that you're
with nightmares
experiencing.
and they don't want to look.
Right. But if you're experiencing it, you do
I want
question.
to get into it.
Yeah, you gotta wonder why
I
am I
want to get
seeing
into
this?
it.
What is this?
I get curious as a motherfucker.
So that is what you had picked. You went east, and that is what you discovered about yourself. It's a path you chose. Do you want to know any of these other paths you could have picked?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I wrote a lot. This is 11 pages.
Now.
Okay.
11 pages.
11 pages.
Right,
I'm sorry, it's the longest I've ever written. Okay. So, if you chose 1 and you went north, you arrive in the port town at around 8:30 p.m. There is a rather haggard-eyed, disheveled-looking man standing across from a bench. It's almost deathly silent out here, and you're a tad reluctant to even approach this strange gentleman. But do you say anything to him, or do you keep walking?
No,
So
I gotta talk to
So
him.
you have to pick, well, we'll determine this by the numbers you choose. So you have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6. 3 numbers between 1 through 6. 4,
2,
2.
and 1.
So 4 and 1. It's actually 1, 3, and 4. Is speak up. So you're gonna speak up to him. And 5, 6, and 2. We'll keep walking. So yeah, you're gonna speak up. All right. So we'll just go right ahead with that. That's if you go north and you find this strange man. So let's go here. It says, upon greeting the haggard man, he turns his head in acknowledgement and says nothing at first. Can I get anybody to talk to me? You raise your voice, so agitated by the bizarre nature of this day. I watched it all drift by without me, said the man. Abruptly, you tell him your name. He refuses to tell you his, however. Instead, he extends his hand in greeting. You shake the man's hand, albeit reluctantly, and he instantly begins throwing up without even so much as a warning. He vomits right at your feet, causing you to jump back abruptly. Thoroughly disturbed, you tell him, look, man, that ain't cool. Could you please give me a warning next time? And so that's what you tell him. Once he wipes his face with his sleeve, he tells you, you're a fool, and your blood runs cold. Okay, so that's very bizarre.
Sounds like a retard.
Very bizarre. Do you want to know the explanation for this? Because this is strange. Very strange.
He had probably syphilis, if I had to guess.
It says, if you spoke up, which you did, your purpose is revealed to you because you shook the man's hand and cured him of his sickness. He tells you you're a fool because you have been blinded to your purpose for so long. Interesting. So he revealed to you that you're a healer. You didn't know that. So.
Well.
Now.
No. You know what you just said there?
Sure.
This actually came true on my own personal life.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
That's just weird you tell. That's why I'm a little
Right.
uncomfortable because
Oh, okay.
when I was a teenager,
Okay.
I must have been 17. I told you the story. I
Mhm.
always walk around with a notebook in my back pocket
Mhm.
because I always like to write.
Right.
But they said they thought I needed drug counseling because something was wrong with me.
Right.
I was staying up late nights, man. You gotta have cough syrup to keep those late hours, you know.
Okay.
And those records, man.
All right, you're a teenager.
You
Right.
gotta pour the fuel on the fire.
Right.
I mean, you don't just that shit just don't happen, dude.
Nope.
Dude, I don't know. Some people might do it, but you know, this is my method, my style.
Right.
And Robitussin was one of them.
Okay.
And cocaine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All
But
right.
you know,
We love you.
not really.
Okay,
Cocaine's
yeah, all right,
not
yeah.
that great.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that cough syrup. To this day, if you have a bottle of cough syrup in this house, I'll throw up.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I used to stay up late nights and write, and I got in some mischief, and they sent me to a cornerstone.
Okay.
And I went in there, and the guy that was treating everybody, he pulled me to the side, put me in a room, and he gave me that novel
Right.
for Buffalo Bill, and he said when you walked in the room, he said you was fucking. He didn't say it like that. He said you had this egg-shaped
Like an
color
aura.
around it.
Right.
And he said, I found you interesting because what I had to say is he's like, you're not like everyone else.
No. No.
And he wanted to talk about the seer.
Right.
And he said, the shamanistic being. And he gave me some books and I stole them.
Mm.
And he signed my papers and he let me out.
Right. Yeah.
No matter if it's true or not, I didn't have to stick around no longer.
Right.
But he said that I wasn't sick. He said the world's sick.
That's right.
He said I wasn't like the rest of them.
Right. So if you had chose number one and you found this man and you spoke up to him and you shook his hand, he vomits, but he calls you a fool because you're blinded to your purpose. You are a healer. You cured him. You didn't even know. You were just like, who the fuck is this weird guy vomiting? But there you go.
It's chaotic. I won't lie.
It is. Now, if you decided to keep walking and you did not confront him, it says, so you decide to keep walking. No sooner do you get about 10 feet away from this man and he asks you, why do you keep running? His words instantly stop you in your tracks. You didn't expect that whatsoever. Because I'm stupid, I don't know. You say to him, sounds like you're lost, he replies. So if you want to hear the explanations for these, so if you spoke up to him, which you did if you chose this option, if you spoke up, your purpose is revealed to you, I just said that, because you shook the man's hand and cured him of his sickness. I just said this. He tells you you're a fool because you have been blinded to your purpose for so long. Now, if you kept walking and you didn't confront him, it says if you kept walking and did not greet the man, he tells you you're lost, but it's your own fault that you shy from the world. So you're not supposed to shy from the world.
Absolutely.
That's right. Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Meow. Shit gets weird. 2. That was 1, if you went north. 2 is south. Now this area is so creepy. There are no houses for miles. And it's all mostly bogs and creeks. Tall grass and reeds spread out as far as the eye can see. You get an overwhelming feeling of being watched for some reason, despite the desolation. Something tells you to stay out of the surrounding woods as well. This foreboding sense of danger dogs your every step, and you swear at some point a voice can be heard in the distance, which instantly gets your adrenaline kicking. Someone is talking, but who or what? You have no clue. Intermittently, singing can be heard, but you swear it's the same voice. So do you seek out the source or steer clear of it altogether? Strange voice out in the middle of nowhere.
Steer clear.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Keep going where you going. Steer clear.
So
you know where curiosity gets you?
Yeah.
Curiosity kills the cat.
Now, You have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6.
1 through 6, 3 numbers.
Okay.
2, 4, and 6.
Wow. 2, 6, and 1 are run. So those numbers outweigh this. 3, 4, and 5 is go search for the boys. So you run. So here's what it says. My goodness. That's if you pick 2, and I gotta go to 2. Here we are, 2. And you run.
You goddamn right.
You are so creeped out that you run for it. You try to get back to the road from whence you came, but suddenly trip and fall into a ravine, spraining your ankle. Son of a bitch. That's what you say.
Not good. God damn, that slows you down.
Yeah, it does. And the other option would be to go search for the voice. So if you did,
nah,
it says,
fuck that shit.
you follow the ghostly singing which leads into the woods you dreaded. What you find is a rather beautiful woman who seems in a daze. You listen to her sing for a long time, feeling much calmer now. But as soon as she's alerted to your presence, the mystery lady immediately rises to her feet and runs away from you. What she drops is a little red purse. You pick it up, but something tells you to set it back down. Then you call out to the woman, but she's long gone. Wow. Yeah, red purse.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. If you actually know what that is, that's not good. Yeah, put it back. Put it back.
I wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't even touch that. Do you want to know the explanations for that?
You never touch a woman's purse, by the way.
Right. You want to know the
No.
explanations for that?
I mean,
Right.
even the lady I work with, even past times, you ask for something and it's like, it's in my purse. I say, I can't. No, you never touch a woman's purse.
Right.
It's like, if someone has a bag they carry with them, you never stick your hand in it.
That's right.
That's the way I feel.
Now, here are the explanations for these 2 choices. If you went and searched for the voice, and you found her. If you saw the source of that voice, that lady runs and drops the red purse because it's a sign that you are taking back your own life. Your soul is freed. Because she dropped it, and she left it there.
Yeah, but that's why you don't touch
Right.
touch nobody's purse.
There's a soul in that. That's basically what that is. Yeah, but you're free.
Yeah, but
That's crazy.
when I was coming up, my big granny taught me that you don't never touch a purse
Right.
because it's personal.
Yes, it is. And if you chose to run, you know what happened. You sprained your ankle.
Shit.
If you ran from the
I'd rather
voice
touch the purse sometimes
and,
thinking about
and
it.
fell into the ravine, the lady finds you shortly after and helps you back to your feet.
And they say, can you lick my purse?
Only now you're in debt to her. Now you feel so stupid for running from her. Your resistance is your biggest threat to your path through life.
It reminds me of that movie, Misery. Remember that movie Misery? Where that lady kept that guy in the house and he was hitting his fucking feet and torturing him for a long time. Oh, dude. I watched it once. I never want to see it. Dude.
Really?
I'm like, that's going to be
really
me
scary.
one day.
So, now, this last one. Number 4, if you chose to go west, do you want to know?
I want to go west.
Here's what it says. You arrive at a gas station at around 11:30, hoping to get something for lunch. A guy who looks to be in his early 20s is just staring at you. He tells you everyone is gone. So how the fuck am I supposed to get any gas, you ask him. He merely smiles at you and never flinches. This is so weird. What's this guy's problem? Do you tell him off or just hop back in your vehicle and get the fuck out? So you have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6 to decide where this goes.
3,
3,
2,
2,
and 1.
So 2 and 1 fall under 6, 1 and 2. And that's what's your deal. So you're going to confront him instead of run. Okay. So that's 4, so I gotta go. Gotta go to 4. Okay. What's your deal? You're not gonna just let this go. You wanna know, what's your deal anyway? You keep staring at me. I wanna know when the rainbow blimp floats by because I'm getting a real vibe here. The guy strolls over to your vehicle, kneels down beside your back tire, and digs out a nail. He tosses it at you, wipes his hands, and tells you he's got a spare. Okay. Now, do you want to know what would have happened if you just ran?
You know I do. Yeah, you would got the shit beat out of
If
you.
you left the gas station and the creepy dude behind, you break down on the road. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I think I am. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I am.
Wait, why you looking at me?
Sure.
Time?
It's 46:05. Here we go. I gotta go back. A page. Sorry about that.
No, you good.
Gotta go back. Okay. We got some confusion here. Okay. Alright. Are you back? I think I'm missing a part here, but yeah, you would have broken down at the side of the road if you had decided to leave the guy and you didn't confront him. You break down at the side of the road. Because you judged a book by its cover, you should be more careful before you judge a stranger so harshly. That guy could be an angel. So that would be if you
know, that's
ran
what
away.
my grandmother used to tell me.
There it is. It says you turn, get back in your vehicle, and drive off. The guy still keeps staring in your general direction. What a creep, you think to yourself. 10 miles down the road, your car stops. When you peer through the rear view mirror, the same guy can be seen walking up the road. Holy shit! And that would be the explanation there, is that you need to be careful when you judge strangers. Yeah, you shouldn't judge him so harshly because he could be an angel.
Well, when I was growing up when I was a kid, man, like especially with my big granny,
Alright.
she would be in the line, you know, like somebody be short of money, but she always told me, when you see somebody that's down and out,
Right.
she said you never know that's when you're getting tested.
That's true. That's very, very true.
She said because there might be an angel.
Yeah.
And they just testing your faith.
Yeah.
And that don't even go with Christianity or anything. She said just be careful.
Right. Now, it says here, and I agree with him. If you confronted him and you said, "What's your deal?" He digs the nail out of your rear tire, representing a freedom from impediments. You took the time to confront him when no one else would, and in turn, he changes out your tire. No man is an island, but every man is a dipshit. That's true. So there we get. So that's it. That's you. You chose your path. You chose 3. You went east, and you found the man who revealed to you that you are a healer.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
That's what you chose. 3.
I guess.
Now, we're like 49 minutes in, but do you want the second half of this game? This is where you get to the house.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
The house in the middle of nowhere
No, wait.
is the time.
Stop.
Okay.
Let me get my
The
shade.
second half of this. I didn't mess up anything yet. I really didn't. There's just a little confusion in the fourth half of this.
I don't give a fuck.
We got it.
Oh wait, they're
We
right
got
there.
it.
What the fuck, man? It's right. It's always right in front of
Didn't
your
miss
face.
anything. Okay.
I already had it set up and it's been sitting there the whole time. And
All right.
these are my new glasses.
So the title of the second half is The House in...
I am sitting here because
Okay.
I was going to wear them for the podcast
Okay.
the whole time because they're prescription.
Right,
but now I'm running around the house looking for them. Anyway.
The House in the Middle of Nowhere. So, you have to pick a number between 1 through 4, and this will determine what you find inside this house.
3.
3 again. Really, 3 again. Shit, okay. Let's find... Let's find 3. Let's find 3. Okay. This is 3, right? What the fuck? Why didn't I... Okay.
Hey, that's your
right.
world, baby. I can't. You got
So-
your notebook. I got mine, you know.
Poetry books.
What
That's
about 'em?
interesting. You found poetry books in the house. You gravitate to a bookshelf in the living room full of old poetry books. If you could, you would take all of them with you. But do you take as many as you can hold and leave, or sit down and start reading them?
Are they like personal poetry books, or are they like edited, like published books?
Published books.
I grab all of them. I steal every one of them.
So you have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6. 3,
2,
Two?
3, and 5.
2, 3, and 5. Now, 3, 5, and 4 are takeable. So you're going to take as many as you can hold and run.
That's
Okay?
right. That's what I do.
So-
I got this old edition of Edgar
That's
Allan
it.
Poe right here, and that's how I got it.
Yep. It says take 'em. So if you took as many poetry books as your arms could hold and left with them, it represents taking knowledge and applying it to real-world situations. It is a sign of inner growth.
Can I mention this? I was thinking about
Yes.
this one day. I was daydreaming at work, and it's funny you mentioned that.
Okay.
'Cause it wasn't that many days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't been feeling well, man, like
Right.
the past week, and I didn't know I had a stomach virus. I just thought, you know, I don't know. I thought something was wrong with me. When I found out it was a stomach virus, I was relieved.
Right.
But I just had this flashback
Okay.
to where, you know, I used to steal fucking books all the time, but I didn't consider it theft.
No.
Because nobody was reading them any fucking way. So I figured it's fair game.
Yep.
When I was in school, you know where half these books come from?
I know.
I stole
know.
almost all of them.
You stole. Stole.
No, I used to steal because, but I'm gonna read the fucking book.
Right,
Like
yeah,
from
you have
front
to read
page
them.
to back.
So, it says, that's what you chose.
That's the only thing I've ever stolen is a lot of books and cigarettes.
So, this seems like a good option because you stole as many as your arms could hold and you ran with them.
Yeah.
And it is a sign of applying knowledge to real world situations. It's a sign of inner growth because you took the knowledge and you ran with it.
No. Yeah.
Now, if you decided to just sit down in the house and start reading them, it says if you sat down and started reading the poetry books, it represents a sheltered existence. Since you did not leave with any of the books, you didn't journey with them and read them as you traveled. Poetry is life in motion. So that would
But
be...
no, I carried them in you know, I got the duffel bag. It's around this house somewhere. I think Mo's been sniffing
Yeah,
on it.
you have it.
But I used to fill
got
that
it.
thing up with books, and it's a Vietnam duffel bag, and I used
Right.
to carry my notebooks.
We
and
had it
books.
over there, I think.
Yeah, but I always stayed on the road.
Now, do you want to know? Because you picked 3 again. You picked 3 2 times. You picked that to determine your path and what you found in that house. Do you want to know what would happen if you picked 1?
What would happen if I picked one?
You find a hacksaw set atop a kitchen table. The surrounding walls are full of bullet holes, and there are gouges that look to be from a fist. Drywall litters the floor around you. The whole place is a complete mess. Suddenly, you hear a knock at the door. So do you answer the door or sneak out the back?
Always out the back.
Pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6.
3,
3?
5, and 1.
3, 5, and 1. So 5, 6, and 1. 2 of your numbers fall into sneak out instead of answer the door. So you're sneaking out the back. It says you sneak out the back door and are met with what looks to be the remains of a dead fox. You immediately feel sick to your stomach at the sight of it, because to you, it seems like bad luck. Finding a dead fox.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah, definitely. That creeped me out.
Now,
It's horrible.
if you, let's see, if you answered the door, I don't know what would happen if you answered the door. Upon answering the front door, you are met with nothing, or so you think, until you look down at your feet. There is a note which reads, "I've been watching you. You must leave this place. Go home." How fucking odd is that?
That is incredible.
Very strange. Now, you want to know the explanations for these two
Let's
options?
hit it.
If you found the fox and the hacksaw, if you snuck out the back door and discovered the dead fox, it represents a separation from the worldly self. Combined with the hacksaw you uncovered, it's a sign of a painful separation. In other words, you may be dead and not even be aware of it. Yeah, that's really not good. That almost seems like you're in limbo at that point.
It would seem to be.
Yeah. Now, if you found the hacksaw and the note, if you answered that front door and happened upon the note, it is a sign from your alter ego telling you it's time to find a new path. But it will feel like you're being ripped in two, hence the hacksaw. So that's fucked up. But, alright. Now,
It's crazy as fuck.
yeah, it is.
No, man, you put work into that.
Yeah, I did. Now, that is the hacksaw. Do you want to know if you picked 2, what you would have found? A rag doll.
It sounds like me.
You ascend upstairs and find a rag doll set on a dresser in the bedroom to the right of the hallway. It looks very worn, but it carries a certain charm that you like instantly. Do you take the doll with you, or do you leave it? So you have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6. Are you taking the doll, or no?
3, 1, and 2.
3, 1, and 2. So 1, 2, and 6 are taken. You're taking it. So 2 of your numbers outweigh this other option. So you're taking the doll. He's taking the doll. 38-year-old man is taking a rag doll from a house.
Damn right. Hey,
All
you
right.
won't be the first one. I got this one. They wouldn't
So-
even charge me for this one.
Since you took the doll with you, you're feeling rather lucky, and you don't know why either. But that's good. At least you're leaving feeling lucky. And if you decided to leave it, it says, okay, you take the doll over to the bed and set it down beside the pillows. No sooner do you turn to leave, and something compels you to look back at the doll. Somehow it saddens you to leave that rag doll behind, but you walk away anyway. So, here's the explanations for these. Now, you took the doll, and it says, if you take the rag doll, it represents self-acceptance, since you relate to being used and abused, just like that doll. And if you left the doll, it says, if you left the doll in the bed, it represents self-denial and self-repression. This is why you felt so sad upon leaving it. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Take the doll. Don't run from the doll. Okay. Now, the last one. The last option would be 4. If you picked 4, do you want to know what you would have found in this house?
What would I find?
Syringes. You ventured into the bathroom of this 2-story house, only to be met with a couple of syringes set atop the sink. Incidentally, you get this terribly profound sense of longing as your mind is flooded with old memories of dead friends and forgotten places. Do you peer into the mirror or do you turn and walk out? It's pretty heavy.
I actually have a nightmare. I remember.
Okay.
But
8 or 10? You were 8 or 10?
no, 18.
18?
18 or so, but
Okay.
I never talked about this. But
Okay.
I'll tell you, man, it's the most. This is where I really changed my life.
Okay.
I was a crazy teen. I was doing crazy shit, and I passed out one night, fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this fucking dream, and it was black, and it's like there's street lights, and this limousine pulled up.
Okay.
But by this time, people we ran with, they were all dead.
Oh,
And
okay.
the door opened up, and Kobe was the one that opened the door with other friends of mine that died.
Your best friend.
And they asked me to get in.
Right.
And I told them no. And,
No.
and I mean,
Yeah.
it made me cry because I was like, I'm not getting in there.
No.
And I really kind of changed then.
Yeah, you definitely, yeah.
Because that would have been death.
It would have been death, right. It was a black vehicle,
But
right?
Yep. They were my friends. I mean, I don't have any friends. They're
No.
all dead. But I remember that dream, and that's when I was like, I have to. That's when I went to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So this is what you're experiencing. You're having all these old memories of dead friends and forgotten places. So do you peer into the mirror or do you turn and walk out and you have to pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6 to determine?
4, 2, and 6.
So 2, 1, and 6 are take a look, and 5, 4, and 3 is walk out. So you're going to take a look. If you faced yourself in the mirror, it represents the courage to confront your own demons, since you are unafraid to accept who you are and what you've done. That's good. Now, if you walked out and you didn't look in the mirror, it says, if you turn and walk out the bathroom, it represents a fear of your own demons, since you refuse to look at yourself in the mirror. And that sounds about right. Think about what a mirror does. I mean, you see things that you don't always like. You know, everybody knows that, especially as we get older, we see things we don't like. But you have to confront
really
that,
don't
right?
have no feeling towards that.
Right.
But it is
And
what
that is that. That's it. And we're an hour, 3 minutes, and 5 seconds in.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, what I would say,
Because
well,
this has been a weird episode.
it is,
It's not
but
unusual.
what I would say
But
is this.
Like I said, I had that stomach bug all week. I was tired.
What's interesting is there were 2 parts to this game, and the first part involved finding your path, which you went east, you found the disheveled man, you shook his hand, he threw up. You cured him, okay? Now, you discovered your purpose, which is you are a healer. Now, when you go to the house out in the middle of nowhere, which looks like a drug house, or a cult house, you go in there, and what do you find? The poetry books. That's the first thing you go to. And you grab as many as you can, and you run away with them. So you took the knowledge, and you ran with it. But I think that does sound like you. That actually does. Every bit of that does.
No.
Yeah.
No, most of all these books are stolen.
Right.
From people that never read them, they just kept them on their shelves and they never missed them.
But you took that knowledge and you applied it.
But that's how
good.
I educated myself because I wasn't in school, and while everybody was in school, I was going to the libraries and stealing books, and I don't consider that theft. Nobody was reading them anyway. You can tell by
Hell
the dust
no.
on them.
Right. I think theft would be if you took the book and never read it. That would be theft to me,
see,
right?
that you brought that up. But
Yeah.
you know what makes me mad?
When people
Man,
do
I
that,
had friends
yeah.
over and I had this girl
That's
take a
bad.
stack of books.
God.
And I said, you can borrow them as long as you read them.
Right.
And she never read them and she stole them, but I mean, I had classics in there.
Right.
I've had somebody steal I had an original Hunter S. Thompson, Kingdom
Right.
of Fear, hardback. I bought it the day it hit the shelf. Motherfucker stole that shit, never read a
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
I read the whole goddamn thing. But, you know, I don't get that. But
We're done. All right,
We're done.
we gotta wrap this up because otherwise we're gonna go over. All right.
Let me hit it one time.
Okay. Okay. David Graham. All right. Tune in next week,
Yeah, if you fucking want to.
bitches.